Good morning, readers. Well, today is release day for Murder Meringue Pie, the next book in the Auntie Clem's Bakery series. This is book number 21. And as usual, I thought I would do a short reading for you from Murder Meringue Pie. It was Sunday morning, so Erin was having a relaxed breakfast with Terry, rather than having to be at the bakery in the wee hours of the morning to bake bread and get everything ready for the day. When she'd first moved to Bald Eagle Falls, she'd been surprised and taken aback by the insistence of the women in the community that the bakery could not be open on Sunday, because that would be breaking the Sabbath. It didn't matter that Erin was an atheist. That was a whole other problem. She was still expected to comply with the unofficial town bylaw on the matter. But that wasn't the most confusing part. They had been excited when she inherited the storefront from her aunt Clementine, who had run it as a tea shop until her health began to fail. They hoped Erin would reinstate the ladies' tea after church services. She couldn't open the bakery to sell her gluten-free goods that day, but she was expected to open for a couple of hours and supply tea and treats for the church ladies. She'd been not only confused but a little resentful of the idea to begin with, but now, a couple of years in, she enjoyed the tradition. It meant that she did not have to get up early on Sunday, even on the days she took the Sunday shift, and she enjoyed meeting with the ladies of the community in something other than a baker-customer relationship. Today, Bella was taking the shift with the ladies' tea, so Erin and Vic did not have to be there. And it was one of those rare days when Erin and Terry were both home all day, or could go out and spend the whole day together. "Do you want to go into the city?" Terry asked. "We could go to a movie, dinner, run some errands." Erin was trying to run her errands during the week so that she could have Sunday to relax instead of chasing after bakery supplies and getting caught up on grocery shopping and anything else that she needed to do, ending up more exhausted by the end of her day of rest than if she had gone to work. But a movie and dinner with her Officer Handsome sounded nice. Maybe, she agreed, but no shopping. "That's fine with me," Terry agreed with a smile that brought out the dimple on his stubbly cheek. He washed his toast down with a sip of coffee. "I'm quite happy to avoid malls and lineups." Erin and Terry heard a bang from the backyard, and looking out the kitchen window saw Willie storming down the steps from Vic's loft apartment over the garage. Without another word, he hopped into his truck, slammed the door shut, and drove away with his tires spinning in the gravel. Erin watched with concern as he left. "Uh-oh, that doesn't look good," Terry observed. Erin looked away from the window, embarrassed. She didn't want to pry into Vic's private life. She didn't want to be that noisy neighbor who was always craning her neck to see what was happening. "None of our business." Terry gave a nod of agreement. As a law enforcement officer in Bald Eagle Falls, he knew which relationships were most likely to be volatile. He'd never been called to Vic's or Willie's residences to deal with a domestic dispute. They might shout, argue, or slam doors, but it had never escalated to violence as far as Erin knew. She'd never seen any indication of physical abuse in the relationship. They were just two very passionate people who didn't hold anything back. The door to Vic's apartment opened again, and this time it was Vic's tall, willowy figure. She let Nilla out and locked the door behind her, then came down the stairs at a more sedate pace than Willie had. She let Nilla into the dog run to do his business, and then joined Erin and Terry in the kitchen. "Mornin', y'all." "Good morning." Erin scratched Nilla's ears and chin when the fluffy white dog ran over to her. Canine, Terry's partner, heard the little dog running around the kitchen and came to investigate. The shepherd and the small dog sniffed each other and ran to the back door to be let out. Vic let them out to play. She sighed and sat down at the table. She ran a hand through her long blonde hair, hanging loose instead of in a bun like she wore it when she was baking at Auntie Clem's. It was the opposite of Erin's short, dark hair that never stayed in place like it was supposed to. Erin poured hot water from the teapot into Vic's cup, and Vic chose a tea bag from the selection on the table. "That man," she shook her head. "I love him dearly, but he does have a temper." Erin didn't ask for the details of their argument. "What's going on?" Terry apparently didn't have the same compunctions. and Erin supposed that if Vic didn't want to talk about it, she wouldn't have brought it up, or would just tell Terry it was none of his business. I don't rightly know. He's been on edge all weekend, but it isn't anything to do with us. It's just probably work, I guess. The mines would be my best guess, but he hasn't said. He doesn't want to talk about it, and when he gets a call or text and just goes off like that, she motioned towards the backyard. So it wasn't an argument. It was something different, an outside irritant. Well, I hope he doesn't take it out on you. I always feel like slamming doors are aimed at me, even if they aren't. It's hard not to take your partner's anger personally. Vic nodded. It gets my back up, she admitted. I get it. I know he's mad at something else, but I'm the only one there to hear him complaining or slamming doors, so I can't help feeling like he's aiming the gun in the wrong direction. You don't know what's going on with work that's bothering him? He doesn't share that stuff, never has. The closest I get to his mining operations is when we go spelunking together. Erin's transgender employee was far more adventurous than Erin was. Caves and tunnels underground were not Erin's thing. She wouldn't have expected Vic to still be interested in spelunking after being caught in a tunnel collapse. But Vic and Willie had been right back at it as soon as they had their casts off. It wasn't like it had been a natural collapse. But the fact that there were people out there who would intentionally set explosives to trap or kill someone else did not reassure Erin. That was just one more good reason to stay away from caves. It had been a long time before she could even look into a cave, let alone walk a few steps into one. And a tunnel or shaft where she would have to crawl? No way, no thank you. Well, whatever bee Willie has got in his bonnet, I hope he deals with it soon, she told Vic. Me too, sister. Vic sipped her tea. Me too. All right, so that is the first chapter from Murder Meringue Pie, and you can pick that up uh, in my e-store. Head over to pdworkman.com and you'll see it over there. You can check out my blog post today. It's got buy buttons right on it. And also, I'll just flip through to when we get to the end of these pictures here. Also, don't forget that you can sign up for a monthly subscription. If you sign up for the Twist of the Month Club or higher, then you get my monthly new releases straight to your inbox without having to remember to buy them each month. At the Twist of the Month Club level, then you get a discount on those books. And at the higher levels, then you can get early access so that you could have been reading it before today. So check out those subscriptions on my website as well and enjoy your reading.